Blessings, y'all people. Shalom Health Services here to try to save some people's lives out here, you know. There's a big epidemic out here with people obese, you know, especially our community, our African American community, are dealing with a lot of colon cancer. I ain't say Africans because they're a totally different diet regimen. We have this disorder where we crave emotionally, and then they have a physiological response, and they affect us biologically. So this colon thing and this intestinal thing that we seem to just be putting stuff inside of our body, it's all dietary. So don't get it twisted when I say it's not about your genetics. There's only one gene that replicates than other genes when it comes to cancer. If you was thinking that you had some genetic factors to having colon cancer or having any type of lung cancer, these things are all dietary. The P53 gene does not resonate with any of what you put in your mouth. So I want people to know that there are things that we need to clean. Like, we think about our cars, we think about our house, we keep trash out of the cars, you know, we keep our oil changed, we even a liner on your trash can. You can't keep putting trash inside of there and not thinking that sludge and things are going to grow there, maggots and things that's going to grow there. Now, before I get too metaphysical or before I get too scientific, there's simple things that you need to know about how to heal your constipation. This is what's going on. We drowning in our own waste. That's what happens when you get cancer. You drown in your own waste, you drown in your own mucus, you're backed up. So a lot of people with this constipation thing, they come at me and say, Ross, what do I do? You know, because I ain't used the bathroom. I ain't defecated in the last 5 days. So people go get this magnesium and make their, you know, muscles relax, and that's what magnesium does. You know, take down the tension so that you can make a bowel movement, and then, you know, it has to be flushed with water. So a lot of people are just dehydrated. You thought that you was constipated, but really you was thirsty. And the science of everything is just phenomenal, you know. God made a very perfect, divine temple, and people are not taking care of that temple, you know. For the physical, you know, our people, we love to look beautiful, and the good thing about being beautiful is that it's working the inside to come out beautiful. You just don't become beautiful without like your skin. You want to make sure that you have beautiful skin. All my ladies, even my men, you want to make sure that you don't have any acne or scars and blemishes all over your faces. You want to make sure, you know, you're not getting psoriasis, eczema. It's a colon problem. It's a gut problem. There are lymphocytes in the walls of our colon. The walls of our colon is called the hostra. And then there's little muscles inside of our colon. We know just from looking at the anatomy that there are circulated muscles that allow peristalsis to move, make that waste move to eliminate outside of the body. You got to go up your ascending, your transverse, and then your descending into your sigmoid, into your rectum. I have to put down all these different scientific structures, but at the same time, people need to know why are they getting such a thin wall on their colon where they can develop disease in. And that's because of the mucus, the mucoid plaque that's in there, that's been sticking in there for decades. This mucoid plaque is not getting enough refuge. So Ross, what do you mean by refuge? Refuge is the cellulose that comes from the plants. It's this high fiber intake that is the reason why. It's the reason why, you know, a third world country don't get colon cancer. But us over here, we get colon cancer. Like, it's #3 leading cause of death in America. But the refuge, the cellulose that we're not eating, we need to consume a lot of at least 80% vegetables and fruit. At least. And then all the rest of the little proteins, and if you want to eat meat, I'm not advocating it, but if you want to eat meat, then make sure it's only 20%. You shouldn't be eating a sausage and egg biscuit in the morning. You shouldn't be eating a sub sandwich for lunch and then turn around and eat pork chops and everything else for dinner. It's gonna stay in your system forever. Your transit time from your mouth to your anus should only last 24 hours. If it lasts longer than that, you're constipated. Now, you eating 3 times a day, you need to be making a bowel movement at least 3 times a day. If you eat at 8 o'clock in the morning, breakfast, sausage, eggs, and biscuit, then the next morning you need to be making a bowel movement. But we don't. Some people are like 96 hours backed up. And when you're backed up, clogged up, constipated, you're already dehydrated. That's why you got these rough stools that's coming out. That's how you get hemorrhoids. That's how you get anal fissure. And these reasons, these happen because mainly you got dead protein, animal protein, that is stopping up the body. Now 12 grams of that protein, every time you eat, 12 grams of it can exit and enter the colon. It does not all the way churn when you're in the stomach or in the small intestine, because we got other issues out here going on. We got a lot of other issues when people are consuming cheese, because we love to eat bread, pasta, macaroni and cheese, pizza, and all this rest of this mess that's clogging up and taking up and gluing. It's gluing your small intestines villi together, stopping it from taking any nutrients in. So you wonder why you have skin problems. You wonder why you're getting overburdened. Every time you may drink some alcohol and sugar is fermentation, and it's crazy how you get candida. It's an overgrowth of bacteria, and it's all because you're creating this sludge. I can go on and on, because I've studied so much about the colon. Not recently, my mother passed this. My mother passed this 10 years ago. So it's all about the colon. That's why doctors say, herbalists say, naturopaths always say, death starts in the colon. If you don't clean your exit routes, if you don't clean that sewer system, you're gonna be disease prone and infected. God made this very special body so that we can keep away from all these bacteria. We have this appendix, and a lot of people don't really understand what the use of the appendix is, because they used to take it out of the body a long time ago. And some people are still missing their appendix. They get appendicitis, the inflammation of their appendix. Or people got their tonsils taken out. These things act synergistically. Everything that God put in our body acts synergistically. So this appendix is there to help our lymphocytes, help our macrophages eat up that bacteria that when things go out of line in our colon. So as the tonsils, make sure nothing's, when our oral captivity gets any viruses or any strep throat, the bacteria, any type of thing, streptococcus. The tonsils are there to try to save that thing from getting strep throat. So these are like our military. These are soldiers that's supposed to be helping us. But we overloaded. I swear we are so constipated. It's like we are overloading everything. I can think about lupus patients, how they have this small bacteria growth inside of their intestines, and it's called SIBO, the SIBO enzyme. And also, they're always lethargic. See, the hepatic vein, the hepatic portal system, this is the portal system every time we eat food. Let me try to explain this a little bit clearer, because every time we eat food, if we eating dairy, casein, or if we eating gluten, glue, or whey, any type of whey products for the bodybuilders out there, anything like that, then it's gluing those things together. So at the bottom of those villi, we got this important vein that travels all of the nutrients to the liver. That's how it gets its nutrients in angstrom size. That's how you measure the antioxidant, the ORAC numbers when you're eating fruits and vegetables. This is how you clear everything. Antioxidants, you give that thing, you take away the stress inside of those villi. So this hepatic vein portal system goes straight to the liver. So the reason why you're so lethargic and want to fall asleep all the time and having flare-ups all the time, because your liver is not working optimally, you're not absorbing any nutrients optimally, and you're creating a lot of waste inside of your body, so you got to stop creating it. You have to stop creating it. That's the number one thing. When you stop creating it, then you can clear your bowels. How do you stop creating it? That's the question. She say, I'm trying to eat healthy, but I don't know what I'm doing. Let me tell you, you never mix these, you never combine these foods. You don't combine burgers and fries. You don't, even with the burger and the bread, it's starch and proteins. You don't combine rice and beans. Oh, I'm eating healthy. I know I'm pissing everybody off saying rice and beans. Yeah. The reason why is things like we need hydrochloric acid to break down the protein. That doesn't happen first. The first thing, digestion happens in the mouth first. Before this whole alimentary canal, let me explain something. Oral cavity, laryngopharynx, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, ascending colon, transverse colon, sigmoid colon, then it exits. It's the rectum. When you eat proteins and starch together, things will start to ferment. Because one thing has to happen, it has to happen in order. So amylase and the bile, the alkalizing bile, that has to come in contact. Now, since you ate some pancakes and sausage early in the morning, you got hydrochloric acid trying to break down the protein, which is the meat that's right there, and then you mixing that with amylase that is trying to break down the starches, the carbohydrate. So it neutralizes. You got an acid and a alkalizing fluid. It neutralizes. So it sits there fermenting. Then when it opens up this flap, this duodenum, nothing but sludge goes through your small intestines. I got a lot of patients out there who don't understand their digestion. It's for you to understand that you can't eat that meat no more. Meat is just a debilitating substance that does not give you energy transfer. It's creating the disease. If you're eating meat, you're putting in antibiotics. I don't care if you say this is a non-antibiotic meat that I'm eating, you're still eating the parasites and the emotions of that animal. And a lot of us already know this, but we continue to debilitate ourselves and thinking that, oh, if I work, that's what it takes. It takes for you to work your muscles and try your best to detox and cleanse out everything. But mucoid plaque is still right there in your colon. Just because you're losing weight don't mean that everything is clear. Just because you make a bowel movement every single day does not mean that your colon is not constipated. I'm not talking about a little bit here, a little bit there. The colon can hold up to about 40 pounds. It is a 2.5-inch round, but that can stretch all the way to 12 inches. It's only about 5 to 7 feet long, depending on how short and big you are. But that thing can stretch, man. I'm telling you, it can stretch so much that people develop what they call diastasis. Diastasis when you see that pregnant man walking around. And there's some pregnant men that's probably watching this video. But that's what it's called, diastasis recti. Because you have a protruding belly. You backed up. It's not meant for those organs to hold waste. Those organs hold water. You know, the colon is there to hold water. And it doesn't want to lose water. So when you get diarrhea and things like that, and you have irritable bowel syndrome and diverticulitis and tuberculosis, and you can really stretch that area, put so much stress on that area. It's a perfect design just for you to eat as of you should, as in nature. So go out, you know, eat your fruits and vegetables, and that's all you should be eating. A good thing to use would be aloe. Drink aloe vera. It's a great plant to, you know, drink with your food. If you're suffering from the acid reflux, the heartburn, and you've been eating salinine foods, you know, meat and potatoes, and, you know, tomato sauce even. God didn't really make tomato sauce, you guys, you know. Tomato sauce is some of it's pasteurized, you know, and, you know, God made the food to be, you know, the sun bakes it. So, you know, we don't need the tomato sauce, the ketchup and all those things. That, you know, that stuff is loaded with dextrose. These sugars that does not resonate with our body. So what that does is starts to feed all of those cancer cells. Everybody has cancer cells. It's just that it does not reach a certain level to be diagnosed as a cancer. It does not debilitate the body. So when it gets too bad and you start eating so much of those junk foods, those processed foods, eating things like gluten and whey and, you know, rye and, you know, a lot of starches, barley, and, you know, those things start to ferment inside the body. So you want to start eating, start juicing your foods. Really start juicing your vegetables and storing some kale in there and some spinach and some apples and limes, and, you know, I just told people, while you're on my 20-day detox, make sure that you do 1 week it's 20 days. So 1 day out of that week, that's 3 weeks, really. 1 day out of that week, just do all green juices, just juice. It's like a 1-day fast. Some people have never fasted before. You know, this is a good way to start. So 1 day a week will definitely help your body catch up with all of the constipation that has been going on inside of you for years. And it's good to keep a regimen this way, because this is going to require you to do it at least twice a year. You know, I would put it out there to do a 60-day, 2-month detox, but then that's too strenuous on people sometimes, and some people just fall off and want to go back to their old ways. And I just want you guys to have discipline. So that's the only way that you're gonna really overcome your health issues. So I'm gonna be giving some calls out there to people to make sure they stand on track, because you got somebody there to support you. So reach out to me, you know, ask some questions about how can you correct your digestion. I mean, I've helped people with Crohn's disease, helped people with lupus, I've helped people with ulcerative colitis, you know, those holes that get inside of your small intestines. And it's all because of people been taking pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, and burning up their cells. It's crazy. You eat antibiotic meat, it's burning up your cells. It's anti-life. It kills everything. So I have, you know, there's remedies for that. It's remedies for everything. It's just, you have to go back into nature and get these herbs, and correcting your diet. Don't feed it. You can't feed it the same thing thinking that you're going to get over something. These people, they have to heal that lining first, you know. So anyone can take, like, certain people can't handle the vegetables. the green leafy vegetables. They eat some kale, they eat some arugula, some Swiss chard, or anything like that. It's going to irritate their lining. And I understand that, but you can also juice all of those vegetables, and it will be less antagonizing to your small intestines. You will be able to digest it. We are like juicers, and then those properties of those vegetables, give you the right nutrients so that you can heal. That's pretty much the reason why I developed that 7-day live food challenge, because I know people are having these difficulties with eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. And if they're already having conditions with their digestion, which a lot of people, I'm talking about 80% of us are having digestive issues, whether it's heartburn or acid reflux, it's all the way down to colon cancers. So I incorporated a lot of soups so they can, raw soups that you can be able to digest easy, keep you under 2,000 calories per day, and it's a good plan to help those to transition from eating meat. So take it slow. You can get off of it. I know that the antibiotics that are in it are becoming addictive, especially the way that the fast food companies are making all of their foods, these artificial flavorings, the sugars and everything becomes addictive, and they become an emotional attachment. And we become emotionally constipated. Therefore, it shows as a physiological response. But we can be better. We can do better. Be precautious about what we're eating. If you got any questions, just ask Ross. Or ask, find some herbalists out there that's talking the right things, doing the right things, and ain't just philosophically trying to woo people over. There's a lot of that going on. I see going on, but make sure that they, got a good spirit enough to, study and show themselves approved. The Most High bless those who show themselves approved and give to the people naturally. So I'm gonna cut this video short. I don't want to make it too long because I could talk about the colon forever. Each and every disease that's there. Just come at me if you need some help. I'm here for you. God bless. Greetings, y'all people. I'm hoping I can get you guys' attention this morning. I have some things I need to share with you guys about this right here. A lot of you guys are messaging me right now talking about this 7-day colon cleanse. It's been going viral all over my website. It's only $7 for this little small sample pack. It's only a portion of what the total detox actually is doing for the people. So I got people already that have started without my instructions. I've given some instructions saying 35 capsules, 5 capsules per day. That equals 7 days. Very easy to understand. But some people are actually chronically constipated. So these are the people I'm actually talking to. And this particular formula that I've created is very sentimental to me because all of the people that I've helped that has gone through colon cancer, any type of bowel disease, Crohn's, celiacs, any type of diverticulitis, any of those type of things, this is a very good formula that can help you get rid of some of those microorganisms, the mucoid plaque, and the parasites out of the colon. So people are coming to me, sending me inboxes right now saying, man, I don't know what that just was, came out of me, man. It was some type of worm or anything like that, but appreciate it, brother. You got rid of that for me. But I want to share with you guys some of the foods that you should be eating. Some people are still trying to consume a lot of meat protein. We don't want to have so much of that. While you're doing this 7-day colon cleanse, only 7 days, guys. We got a lot of accumulations behind us. We can go without eating meat. And if you just so happen to have it, go with a fish twice a week for that 7 days. We can do that.
And another thing you may want to do, if you're compromised, your gut is already compromised, stay away from grains for these 7 days. Let your colon heal. Your bowel fluid is already at a low level because you're chronically constipated. Now that means that you are going once, maybe 2 or 3 days. And it is required every 24 hours that we should at least have one bowel movement, right? So if you're having 2, you're doing good. If you're having 3, you're doing really good. And that's where I want to get you at when you're dealing with this particular formula. So go ahead, guys, get that 7-day colon cleanse. It's going to really benefit you. Get one for your cousin, your auntie. We want to save 1 million people if we can, you know. Give it to your brother-in-law, anybody that you can, because it's only $7. Some things that you need to be eating. The oils actually lubricate the colon. So if you're having some castor oil, some coconut oil, some olive oil, any of those type of things, grapeseed oil, in your food, you stir fry, whatever you're doing, make sure that you're having it. Walnuts, eat walnuts because they create an oil. Omega-3, omega-6, they're really good for it. Eat some almonds, they also have oils. Eating things like okra, really slimy, lubricating the colon, actually helps cleanse the colon a little bit of this bacteria. Also the cabbage, the cauliflower, the pears, prunes. If you soak prunes overnight and drink that water in the morning, that'll be a good way to increase the metabolism and also help push more peristaltic movement into the colon. Now this peristalsis that I'm talking about, guys, this is something that is our natural parasympathetic nervous system. It's something that's going to happen even if you're standing on a headstand. You're going to create a movement in your colon that's going to push down in that direction. So those of you guys that are having prolapses, colon prolapses like anal fissures or any type of obstruction, I've added marshmallow root in there to help soothe those conditions. Marshmallow root and slippery elm is also really good for those conditions. If you're dealing with this low bowel situation, that's why I say this is only a portion of the total detox. Go ahead and get that total detox because it's going to help the bowel stimulate more. So the reason why you may release small little pebbles out of your bowel is because that bowel fluid is not strong enough. It's very low, and you need to increase that fluid. So things that help that is dandelion, chicory, slippery elm actually help a little bit. Grapefruit. Grapefruit is really good because you can add that bioflavonoid that's on the outside, that's on the outer layer. You peel off the skin, and then you got that white part. It's called pectin. This is your bioflavonoid that adds more fibrous material to the colon so that you can create more peristalsis. So I make a smoothie, right, with this pectin. So you add pectin, grapefruit, you add pectin, you add apple, ginger, and onion. Very good combination as a colon cleanse to help push things out. One thing you need to know, drink some water. A lot of people are constipated because they're dehydrated. And that's one way we can make sure that you're cleansing and making sure that colon is doing good. So something that you can add in the water. Add some lemon in that water, add some fennel seeds, add some cumin seeds. That speeds up your metabolism, gets rid of belly fat, bloating, gas, and that constipation. So those are drinks that you can drink. I like to add sweet potatoes in my diet. Chickpeas, all those type of things will really help. So I just want to come in, give y'all some brief information about this 7-day colon cleanse. I really want you guys to take it up, take heed to the teachings, go join the group, the Total Detox Experience group. I'm giving a lot of information right there, and for you guys. So take up the colon cleanse. It's really going to help. Bless it.